Hey everybody, happy Friday. Thanks so much for sitting down with me today. I have one of my bestest friends in the whole wide world here, Allie. Miss Alley Cat is joining me. So originally this was going to be a sit down to go along with the Boss Lady Chronicle series, but it kind of evolved into something a little bit different. But I still wanted to sit down with everybody and just share some thoughts. I hope everyone had a great week. But today, me and my bestie are going to be talking about spirituality and getting a little deep with you guys. Hopefully not too deep, but
some interesting topics.
Some things that we're happy to share and to just kind of talk about with you guys. So, I'm just going to let Allie start this off a little bit.
Sure, a deep dive into the esoteric, as they say.
Oh, going swimming.
So, reincarnation. So, from what I understand, before we come here, we belong to soul families. And we incarnate together on this plane, or whatever plane we come to. And we are always with that soul family. Some people come and go, some stay.
But ebb and flow.
Right, but before we come here, we sign a contract that we create for this life that we're going to live. We choose the souls that are going to be here with us and play out these parts. The only thing is that when we're born into this life, we have a wave of amnesia that is placed on us so that we have free will when we're here.
Yeah.
That's a good cut.
Hello. It's okay.
You are.
Oh, okay.
You're a rainbow.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Love you.
Oh, my baby.
Oh,
my baby.
Oh. I figured this was going to happen anyway. I allotted for this time.
I was scared that this was going to happen because I knew it would. So basically, when we are born into this life, we come here to learn lessons. That's the whole thing. Our learning is never done. We come here until we learn what we need to learn. We go back, we teach, and then we come back and do it all over again. Some souls don't, and I don't want to say it's like frowned upon, but it's not something that they want you to do, is to stay there. They want you to come back and live lives and teach and learn and grow. And the whole point is to experience love. That's like the greatest power in the universe is love.
In the world is love. All you need is love.
Right.
You don't say it.
The source we come from is love and light. And I'll segue into that. We are beings of light. That's what we are. Beings of light.
And that's why it's so important to protect your light and keep that negative energy, negative people away from it, because you don't want to be carrying that with you.
Yeah. Very true. But then also, I try to think that everything in this life, it happens for some reason. There's some, even if it's something that's bad, you try to find the good in it, because it's a lesson that you need to learn. After my mom passed away, I started noticing a lot, like the relationships in my life and how, even though some of them were hard and they ended badly, they taught me a lesson. And it was a hard lesson that I had to try to be taught many times sometimes. But, it was a lesson I needed to learn. Nonetheless, now that I have, I'm wiser.
Exactly.
I know what I need to know.
Exactly. You have to find that growth. You have to find, like you said, that silver lining. There's a reason that you're going through this turmoil, this tribulation, this whatever. Somebody's talking about you. You're about to get, into a fight with somebody for some whatever reason. It's petty and it's simple, but there's a reason behind all of that at the end of the day. So that's, again, and I firmly believe that we are, like you said, like beings of light and love. And for a while, my light was definitely diminished, and I am trying to do everything right now to not diminish it or lessen it, dull it, cover it, blow it out for anybody.
It's really hard to not let the dark stuff weigh you down. That's what it does. You know, you have to rise above it. You have to see the light at the end of the tunnel. You know? Because even though it feels so heavy and so strong, it's not stronger than the light. When you let your light shine, that is the greatest power. That and love mixed together. I have a headset.
Oh, perfect.
So I mean,
yeah.
If you ever want to do that, like you can do that. That way you don't have to venture out.
Yeah.
If you don't want to.
I mean, why would I not want to come and see you?
Oh, well, no, I'm not saying...
Are you just trying to get rid of me? You see how she be doing me? You see how she be doing me, America? No. Can we talk about how you let your light shine?
How I let my light shine?
Yeah, how
what
you
mean, girl?
You know what I mean, girl.
What you mean, girl? You want the tea?
Okay, living your truth.
That's a good one, yes. Living your truth. I am a trans woman. That is my truth. I have to live my truth. You know, whatever truth may be. And I think that makes me a boss lady.
As it does. I think so, too. Knowing each other for a minute, we'll say. And, you know, to see her grow and blossom and, like, love herself and accept herself is like, oh... It's like the best thing in the world. It's the best, and I'm just so happy. Living your truth. That's also a very boss lady move. You don't have to have a Fortune 500 company or like be doing this in the world and that in the world and all of that other stuff. Sometimes it's just as simple as going out and living your truth and facing yourself every day and being happy in how you walk and how you move in society and how you present yourself to the world. So
definitely,
boss lady right here sitting with me.
Thank you. You too, though. I mean, this.
Yeah,
right
no, I would have never done this before. Back in high school, I would have never ever done this.
Me either, though. Don't feel bad.
And that's another thing too. You know, you don't look at people and how they were in high school and think that that's the same person they are now.
Right.
Because guaranteed they are not.
Exactly.
Well, hopefully they're not. Some people are.
I'm
just gonna sip my coffee and not say nothing.
No, I agree though. No. But no, living your truth, definitely. People, that's also a power that we have. Taking hold of your life and doing something that is heart-centered will always lead you to whatever you need. Heart-centered work, no matter what it is, will lead you to what you need. Money, you know, no worries, honey. You follow your truth and you live it, you know. Good things will come to you.
Exactly. Manifest it.
Manifesting. Another thing to go into. You know, I hear so many people say it's bullshit or, you know, it doesn't work or it's just nonsense, but the law of attraction is a thing. And it all starts in your mind. You know, you hold the key to your own destiny. You have the power to change your own life. No matter how insurmountable things might seem, you're alive. This is your life. You are the teller of your story. You know, you're the one who decides what you want to do once you're 18 years old.
Yeah, exactly. Once you're 18, y'all don't be wilding out in your parents' house saying, "Oh, Sparkle and Allie said I do what I want to do." No, don't do that. Don't do that.
Yeah, don't do that.
Especially if you come from a household like mine, because I will not be liable for any funerals, welfare cases, or anything like that. So, but yeah, once you turn 18, live your life. Don't be worried about people talking about you or saying, "Oh, you shouldn't do this," or "Why are they doing that?" Like, live your life, live your truth, manifest what you want in your life and how you want it to be, and go forth and conquer.
Hell yeah.
That's where I'm at. Okay, speaking of going forth and conquering, aliens.
Oh, aliens.
Extraterrestrials. So, I mean, just by the sheer numbers alone, you can't say, I don't believe that there's no other life.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
and
there's no way. There's just too much.
Not even just that, but the report, especially, that came out from the Pentagon stating that they can't say for sure what these things are that have been witnessed in the sky for decades, millennia, really. I mean, people have been seeing these things forever. And there's paintings from the Renaissance that depict machines in the sky and weird stuff like that happening. And, you know, I equate what they saw and what they painted and what they spoke of as God as aliens.
As aliens. That's what they interpreted that as. It's just like us with time, like what we were talking about before. It's just how they could perceive it, how their mind...
Perception of...
Yeah, you know, so... Maybe they've been here. Like, they got little gold pieces that are clearly spaceships that, like, Incans and all these, like, the ancient Egyptians, civilizations made. Yeah, they got batteries and
hieroglyphics
pictures.
with the spaceship on the side.
Yeah.
It's wild. And you can't tell me that we're the only people here, you know?
New discoveries are being made every day in our world alone, in the ocean alone. The space is more explored than the ocean is right now. We're still finding new stuff in the ocean every day, so you can't... The law of numbers, that's what I'm making up right now.
That's interesting, too. And I'm going to mention Demi Lovato's new series on Peacock, which, if you have Peacock, you should totally watch it. I believe it's called Undiscovered with... what's her name? Demi Lovato.
Oh, God.
And I think in the second or third episode, they talk about aliens coming from the ocean. I forget what they call them, but, you know.
I believe that. I could totally see that.
And, I mean, a lot of these spaceships that they have recorded proof of on video and radar and all that, they are... things that are happening out in the ocean.
It's mostly over water.
Of the ocean, right? They see them submerge in the water. So, I mean, maybe this is a civilization that has been here with us. I haven't talked about it yet, but we're on that subject, interdimensionals. We share space with interdimensional beings here on Earth. You know, you can't naturally see them with your eyes unless you're a natural-born psychic or somebody trained in that field, I guess, or, you know, unless you can actually speak with mediumship to these interdimensionals and extraterrestrials, which some people do, which is wild. But they're here, and some of them are good. Some of them maybe a little not so good.
A little bad shit.
You know? Right. But there is a lot of good in the universe helping humanity. You know, they want us to ascend to another plane of, you know,
existence.
Right.
They want us to get that next full level of understanding.
Right. And when we move up that dimensional shift, another species or whatever will move into our place and we'll continue that cycle. You know? I gotta say, Amazon Prime, they do have a lot of free stuff. You don't need to have the membership in order to, like, view a lot of this stuff, and it's really good stuff on this subject. They did a study where they were watching photons go through these little holes, and they were filming it to see how they would react in certain ways. And they noticed that when the photons were being watched, they would act a certain way. Yes.
Just looking at it changes how.
And they wanted to make sure that this was legit happening, so they redid stuff, and I don't know the specifics, but
I can attest. I've seen this. I've seen this. Yeah.
But that in itself is proof that we create our lives. I mean, you think of things in a very uniform manner and very closed-minded way, and you leave yourself without any kind of imagination. I mean, that's where psychic power comes from, your imagination. I know that sounds nuts, but that part of your brain, that part of your body where you imagine, that's where you get those visions.
You have to have that open-mindedness in order to accept that anything is possible.
The tree of possibilities. The tree of possibilities. The multiverse theory. That's an interesting thing.
Yes.
The idea that anything that could or would or should or is
Is. So, nerd alert, geek alert. Have you watched any of the What If series on Disney Plus?
No, I
Okay.
haven't. I don't have Disney Plus, unfortunately.
Oh, okay. It is amazing because they are expanding on this whole multiverse theory. And as a Whovian and Trekkie and anything to do with time travel, interdimensional, multiverse theory, The One was my shit growing up, Highlander, like anything to do with like there can only be one, or there's like multiversal things
there can only be one
coming down. Like I was all about it. So when I first started watching the Marvel movies, and it got me into like looking into their comics more, and then I heard about What If before they did the series, I was like, oh, that would be really cool. Like what if, like, oh, what if this was like, yeah, all right. And now that it's out, and that's what they're touching on right now is the multiverse. And like today's the season finale. I didn't see it yet, so I'm like super excited to see that. But that's where they left off, is like this being going and figuring out a way. There's a being that watches over everything. Like
the Watcher.
The Watcher. Okay, so I didn't want to throw it out too much on you. So yeah, the Watcher.
I don't know.
Utahu, but that's it. Yeah, but that's it. It's the Watcher, and he's watching over, like the universe, and then Ultron in this weird universe becomes like mega super crazy Ultron. Yeah, it's
sounds
some stuff.
It sounds like Super Sentai.
It's some stuff, but they're breaking into the multiverse now, and I love that kind of thing. Like I'm obsessed with multiversal stories because I believe that is true. Also, I believe that we are all just the infinite numbers of universes layered on top of each other.
What is it, Schrodinger's cat or something?
Oh yeah, Schrodinger. I've lost a lot of
vocabulary
over the last few years.
Schrodinger's. I don't know, but they say like the cat's in the box and it's either dead
or alive, and it's neither dead nor alive until you open the box and you see, just like a tree will make or not make a sound when it falls, depending on if someone's there to hear it or not.
A tree of possibilities.
I'm just in my bubble of elation.
Oh, the bubble of elation.
Mm-hmm. That's an oldie but goodie.
Oh god, oldie but goodie for sure. That's
in the spoon of life,
because you
don't put gosh. There was that, the spoon, and there was one other thing I came up with around that time, during my manic phase.
Hey,
it's when creativity flows best.
Live your truth.
It's true. Yeah. Okay, so we were talking about the multiverse.
And the human perception of time. So from what
wobbly, timey-wimey.
From what I understand, and this will segue into the whole quantum healing and all that, quantum physics. But the way that we view time is in a very linear fashion. That's because the way we witness lives in front of us. We see our grandparents is old, we get older, they die. Our parents get older, and then the cycle continues, and that's just how we view life and time. But from what I am to understand, things that happened in different eras, things that happened in the past, things that will happen in the future, they're all happening right now. Our souls are split amongst these timelines, and we live through those lives all at once. And then, obviously when we die, our soul is rejoined and we go back in that sense.
Into the center.
But that would explain past lives, and things like that. One of the more interesting people to talk about past lives and do past life hypnosis regressions is Dolores Cannon. She's considered the mother of quantum healing hypnosis. And quantum healing, it's a lot like past life regression therapy, but it takes the patient back where they can speak to their higher self, they can, go back to these lives that they lived and find out what happened. You're taken from your childhood to your teens to whatever, or to the point up to when you died. And a lot of these things we hold through these lives, and they affect this life. So going back and healing that will help cure a block in this lifetime. Right.
Help you move forward in this life, to progress, to get to that point where you need to, so you can learn that lesson. And you can take that next step.
Right. So all these scars are on these timelines. They're all happening at the same time. You're going to feel that in this life. But quantum healing hypnosis is very interesting. Dolores Cannon was working with a patient, and she ended up speaking to Nostradamus, which, again, sounds crazy.
Yeah.
But he told her, he said, I am not dead. I am speaking to you right now, through my time, to you, through this patient. He sought her out so that she could help him relate what his quatrains meant and decipher them so that we could understand them in this time, because this is when they were most important. As you know, or I don't know if you do know, but Nostradamus lived in the time where, you know, that kind of stuff was punishable as high crimes, you know, for witchcraft or what have you. So he was living in a dangerous time, or is, and since that was a difficult thing to do, you know, he had to just, you know, crypt them.
Yeah, exactly. He couldn't just say flat out, because that's what a lot of people argue. Like, well, why didn't he just say, well, this is going to happen on this day?
Right.
Well, first of all, there was a language difference then. People spoke, even if it was written in English, it was a completely different English than what we would be speaking now. That's number one. And number two, those were, like you said, punishable crimes. So he's not going to say, yeah, here, arrest me. You know, like, I'm just going to...
And punishable
you got to be
by
smart
death.
about it. Yeah,
like, he could have been killed for that.
Yeah.
But it's interesting. He told her, you know, no matter who you speak through, I will find you. Like,
he will find her.
Yes. She said, like, how will I find you again? And he's like, well, I'll find you through your next patient. So she got the woman, who was freaked out, by the way. The patient was completely freaked out after she listened to the session.
So, yeah.
And Dolores Cannon convinced her to go through another session with her, and the woman reluctantly accepted, and, you know, she ended up moving to Alaska because it just freaked her out that much. Is that weird? It
jacked her up so much that she had to move to Alaska.
I'm telling you, right? Like, that's some wild crap. So she ended up deciphering all these quatrains, and she had so many books deciphering all this stuff. It's pretty interesting stuff. I mean, another person who's like her, who learned from Dolores Cannon, is Alba Weinman. She's not as well known,
but it sounds familiar.
Alba Weinman does a version of quantum healing hypnosis, but it's her own version. You can check out her stuff on YouTube. It's all free. Alba Weinman, I'll give you the name. You can put it in the description for
in the description
interested. Below. She does a lot of sessions with people like that, and she records them and puts them on YouTube. A lot of them are wild. Like, people talk about some of the strangest sounding stuff, but there's truth behind it. I don't know about everybody else. Like, I get that feeling like these people are truthful, because a lot of the stuff that you hear in one session can be fact-checked in another session of somebody else. And, you know, you could say, oh, well, maybe she's feeding them information, but where's she feeding them information from?
Yeah, exactly.
You know, these people all have separate lives.
Independent. This is like an independent observation between, you know, different people.
Right, and the individual, like, stuff that they're talking about, the Akashic Records, or, you know, the Galactic Federation, the Galactic Federation of... Okay,
you lost me on that one. I'm going to be honest, they need to pick a new name for that one.
I mean, that is what it's called. The Galactic Federation.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Light, I believe.
Oops, I didn't cut you off.
Well, no, it's okay. I know it sounds crazy.
For a loop.
But get this, I mean... We have the Space Force now, and
That is true.
And what are they called? Guardians. True. Do you know what's in Destiny, the video game? Guardians. So you know how they're getting all these new kids to join the Space Force? They think that they're going to have space magic, but it's not a thing, kids. I'm sorry, but we don't have those powers yet. We have to wait for our own traveler.
Yeah, I have to wait for that, but yes.
Yes, we have to wait for our own traveler.
Okay, so point taken with Space Force. Okay, all right.
Right.
So the Galactic Federation of Light, the High Council, yes.
And this is why I say it's all connected, because we're getting all this stuff now through the government stating that this is real, that, you know, and there's a lot of people
They've
who
been slowly
say
indoctrinating us.
that we've been working with these extraterrestrial visitors. And if that's the case, and we're building a space force, why the frick would we need a space force with the military unless there's some kind of other civilizations that we have not been made aware of yet, but they know about it.
They're slowly getting us used to it.
They're
slowly getting us used to the idea more and more of,
I mean, I listen to a lot of stuff on YouTube, like different people who have opinions. I mean, there's so many people on here, excuse me, that talk about this stuff. It's so interesting. I really recommend that you do a deep dive and see what you can find.
We'll post as many links.
Yeah, definitely.
In the description
Thank you.
as we can.
But there's so many people that say, okay, well, you know, a lot of these civilizations are here to help humanity. I mean, we're on the verge of a entire ecosystem, a catastrophic, you know, reversal on climate, and it's terrifying. Crazier things have happened.
Crazier things have happened, and you can't, there's just so much unknown in the universe that you can't just completely discredit someone's experience and someone's belief just because maybe you didn't experience or you don't know anybody who personally experienced it, to just completely shut off that thought, to just again discredit the thought. It's very closed-minded to do that.
I prefer open minds.
Exactly. Expand your mind, expand your horizons, sit down and talk with someone about something that you may not understand or know that much about, and learn something from it. You know, this is all that growth in life that we're looking to do.
It's normal to be, you know, suspicious of things or, you know, question things. That's fine, but I mean, have an open mind to the things that have not been disproven, because you never know. Skeptics, are you in for a rude awakening? Let me just say that. You know.
All right, so everybody, thanks so much for sitting down. I hope you enjoyed that conversation. Me and Alley Cat, Sparkles and Alley Cat. We'll see you guys another day. We're probably going to do another video like this very soon, so keep a lookout. And thanks so much for sitting down and joining me today. You guys have a great one.